And we're live. Hi everyone, this is amateurgamer, and I'll be returning to Beyond All Reason cast. For this video, we'll be watching a 5v5 EmainMacha Remake 2.1 map. So, I am open to trying out different maps just to I guess, learn them a bit better. So it looks like standard starts for the 5 players. And then the middle is highly contested because of all the locations for metal extractors. Wow, yeah, there's a huge concentration. There are some geothermal, not quite in the middle, but definitely could get threatened. So it definitely looks like a map where there's a lot of competition for the middle, and we shall see. And also, both sides start on the high. Starting spawns are on the high ground, and there are 4 entrances to go through. So in terms of defenses, it's possible to have several, I guess, layers. You can have your last stand up here, but I'm curious to see how both sides are going to fare. We do have a body of water. This looks like it's shallow enough to be crossed. I'm not sure about this section, but this section looks like it's shallow enough to be crossed. So there might be some degree of naval combat, but it's definitely not the best. Actually, it depends. If you have naval units providing some artillery support, it might pay off. But anyways, once again, I started too soon, so not all the players have joined in. But for our top side, starting from left to right, we have Kermode Bear playing as red, Dirtnap playing as pink, Doc's Plague playing as... I'm trying to discern that. That's kind of yellow. It's a shade of yellow. Lone Wolf in actual yellow. Poison Mango as orange. And then for our bottom side, we have Torquilled as violet. Gohan as light green. I'm still a little... I don't know what's the proper term, okay? I don't go study the colors of the paint that you can buy when you need to paint a house, so I don't know all those fancy names. Forgive me for that. Teal is Bruce Max 3. And then our other green, I guess main green, Fluff. And blue is Matthias JJK. Alright. So let's start play. So it looks like it's gonna be a pretty standard. It is pretty cool to be able to see what they have queued up. Okay, for a moment I thought that was actually like defenses. I'm like, well, that's way too early. And oh yeah, we also have some rocks, 50 metal. Those would be a nice addition, and some trees. It's along the way. Might as well gather it if you need the resources. Though I could see the argument to get some, I can't remember the name, the tidal generators. And the energy is not bad. So we have bot lab. We have a slightly delayed production, but I guess that's probably fine. Bot lab. Vehicle lab. Okay. And then for the top side, we have 1 bot, 1 vehicle, 2 bots, 3 bots, 4 bots. There's like, so it seems like bot labs are definitely favored here. And we are seeing some ticks. And if you've seen the last game I casted, it really showcased that even ticks, with proper maneuvering and just finding where your opponent are basically weak at, you can do a lot of raiding, and it really hurts. So this player probably experienced that because you already see a sentry. I don't know if that's gonna be the case for all the players right now. We do see some going for construction bots. We do see a Lazarus from blue trying to get enough. I don't know if that's worth it. It doesn't feel like they're putting that energy to good use, but that's a different matter. So Lazarus is okay, we have a construction bot for teal. We have some grunts. I don't know if they're out to scout or out to harass. And then here we have some ticks. Oh, can they not cross? So I was wrong. This is not crossable. So you cannot do early harasses. Or can you? Or they're just sections of it? Because that is very interesting. This basically prevents early harassment, early raids, which would change up how you approach a lot of the combat. It's either that or there are just sections. Yeah, pawn is fine. Maybe ticks just don't like water. We have some grunts along the front. We have red already steadily moving down. Wait, I'm surprised. Did someone highlight those or? I don't know the hotkeys yet. So from the looks of it, I actually think these ticks cannot cross. Is there a way to see the depths? I don't think I have that tool. If I do, I don't know about it yet. We do have grunts. We have some blitzes. We do have some slightly early engagements. Trying to get a feel. I feel like both sides are advancing steadily. It's more of the flanks that's going for a more, how should I put it? I say more aggressive, but that's not even right. But as you can see, red is definitely trying to cover up all the, I guess, openings so that the enemy can't sneak up and go after the economy. Here we have pawns. We definitely see. Okay, so blue has a radar tower on higher ground, while red has a radar tower down there. Which honestly is sufficient. It actually gives you a good amount of information about enemy deployment here. Now, blue's radar tower is safer, but essentially you don't know what's going on here. So, in terms of information, red definitely has more. Now, whether or not they could take advantage of that information is a different matter. And here we have some rocket bots. Are their aim just terrible? Like, these scouts were literally just sitting still. Oh, are we seeing some major engagement already in the center? I don't think much will come out of it. It's probably just probing for weaknesses and see what they can and cannot do. So right now it's obvious that green is not doing as well. I mean, losing all of those grunts, I guess it's cheap. But we definitely see a lot of defenses being set up on these high ground. But we will see if more there'll be more competition for the lower ground because that's where a lot of. So for the flex, it's easier, but for the center areas, it's much easier to harass though. We already see some jamming device. And we see some light artillery. So far, it doesn't seem like either side is willing to commit yet. They're more focused on let's have defenses in the meantime. We got some rocketeers, some harassment. Yeah, going for these metal extractors would be a pretty greedy play, but it can give you a quite an advantage. We see some light plasma bots moving forward. I don't think Blue does have these stouts. And these thugs are like, yeah, we're not gonna fully engage. I mean, it probably helps having this. Like I said, this radar tower gives you a lot of information on the enemy. Meanwhile, these rocketeers, they could work on their aiming, but are these ticks actually finally gonna get some use? Oh man, yeah, these ticks. Yeah, ticks are great against metal extractors, but when fighting even these rocketeers, they are not performing that much. So we have maces against pawns. I don't know if you want to do the crossing here. Yeah, at the moment, we definitely see both sides. I feel like the North have a slight advantage because I think they. I was gonna say I think they're getting more meta extractors, but that's not quite true. Okay, so we have whoa. I think these shell shockers really paid for themselves. But to be fair, when your enemy grunts are just grouped up, they're just asking for it. So right now, orange is. I'm surprised to see a Netto. I mean, I can understand you want to counter enemy air, but air is generally not something you go for a lot early on. But we have a lot of shell shockers. We have a lot of blitzes. That's kind of throwing themselves in the mix, and they are disrupting this attack, so it is working. But at the same time, I'm questioning if throwing all of those maces is quite worth it. Still have a couple of artillery there. And that's the thing. Placing defenses here might help you control your metal extractors. But it also means that they're much easier to pick off by the enemy long range units from a safer distance. So we shall see. Do we have more grunts? Actually, if the grunts could hunt down the dirt nap, if they don't get one-shotted. Yeah, I feel like these artillery are doing. Actually, that's a scary thing. If these artillery are great, if your opponents don't charge in amidst your allies or your own units, because then you're gonna do so much friendly damage, and honestly, it's not worth it at that point. So we do see gauntlets. I was wondering when they were gonna come out because the gauntlet 1220 range makes them quite deadly. It looks like blue is making a push. Well, I don't know if it is a push. I mean, they're sending in their commanders, so that's that is a push, alright. But with all of these whistlers, I'm not sure if that's a good push or not. Though I will admit, this section doesn't have a lot of defenses. Like, it feels like Orange is trying to hold off here, and if the south side could concentrate attacks here, they did get vehicle plant closer to the front, which is both good and bad. Good in that they can reinforce faster. Bad in that, I mean, especially if they're using up the resources at the rate they are, I don't think they could sustain 2 right now. So we do see gauntlets trading shots. At this point, if you get enough vision, honestly, they could pay a pretty good dividend. Yeah, the north side, I definitely feel like have done a better job with their radar coverage. Just feels like it. Yeah, these gauntlets are gonna be pretty good at harassing from the high ground. Oh wait, did I mistake these whistlers for orange? Ah, shit. They're from yellow. Okay, never mind. They are fast assault tanks. I'm surprised there are no metal extractors here. Maybe someone neglected it. Wreckage. When did these get harassed? Must have been earlier on. Orange has to be careful. Like, commanders are strong, but if you're not careful, you can take a lot of damage. And these gauntlets are, yeah, units like grunts are just not gonna do too well. Doubts. Right now it's just a lot of medium plasma artillery. I don't know if they want to push through here. This section feels like it's fortified enough. I mean, yes, they could do some damage, but well, we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong. For all I know, they might pay huge dividends. They did take out one metal extractor, and if they focus on the enemy commander, they could do some damage. But already their numbers are cut down, and if I mean, Purple's commander took quite a beating. So we do see push with light plasma bots and some light artillery vehicle. I'm surprised by how I mean, there's only so much kiting you can do before your enemy really push you out of your position. We have stouts. I mean, would you go in and concentrate your attack on the enemy commander? Sometimes worth it. Especially when you need to get defenses up and running. Shell shockers. Purple is getting pushed back, and at the same time I also feel like purple isn't really getting... Wait, who are they attacking? Agitator. This might take a while before, until one side decides to finally make a push. And we do see these pop-up lightning turrets. Assault tanks and construction turret. Are they attacking ground? I can't tell. Yeah, at the moment I can't quite tell. So we do have some overwatches Strengthen the defenses here. The the center isn't as vulnerable. And remember earlier how I said it wasn't that well defended here? I mean, as long as they control the section that's where the enemy need to access, you know, the back line, I guess it's fine. Okay, so there's finally some breakthrough. Wait, gunslingers. Okay, so these are tier 2. Where are their tier 2 already advanced metal extractors? I don't see their... I'm probably just blind. Where are they constructing their units? I mean, there's no way they're gonna put it at the very front. I mean, while they're getting more wind turbines back here to have a bot lab. Yeah, now they have to respond. This is what I'm saying. Like, if Orange has to defend the section alone, it's only a matter of time if there are 2 enemies that are basically fighting them. And these gunslingers are... I can't tell if this is a good trade or not, because gunslingers aren't exactly cheap. And I'm still trying to figure out where the heck they are building them. I feel like I'm just blind. Advanced metal extractor. Metal storage that far forward. So this push has kind of been stopped. Okay. I said kind of stopped, but there's still these gunslingers, so they're not exactly the easiest thing to defeat. And if Orange is left to fight this alone, I don't think they're gonna do too well. The auto repair on these guys is not fun to deal with. And now their economy is gonna be in shambles. And they're building a Lazarus? Are they trying to resurrect these guys? Radar jammer vehicle. Yeah, now the top side is really in danger because even this single gunslinger can do incredible amounts of damage. And they could probably stop this, but I think the damage is done. Now, I'm not saying Orange is... Actually, where is the Orange? Did Orange lose their... Oh... Was that earlier push? They must have smelled blood, and after destroying this commander, Orange is kind of in shambles. Oof. Okay, they gave them a Tech 1 constructor, but Orange is in a real bad state. So Orange definitely has a lot of work to do. And meanwhile, for Purple, they're doing nothing fancy, just making sure they have sufficient defenses. And then meanwhile, there are these fiends that are just charging head first. I mean, against artillery, if they could disrupt the enemy and have them do friendly damage, honestly... Oh, yep, there goes the commander. Okay, so forget about me praising anyone because I probably cursed them. Because that's definitely what happened to Purple. I'm like, look at their incredible defenses. And then these... Now, I need to figure out where the heck they are building things. Okay. So they are building, yeah, Fiend. Fast assault bots. A lot of damage as well, and... I see, they don't have a lot of HP, but man, they are literal glass cannons. I don't see a lot of tier 2 battles. To be fair, not all of these games will last long enough. So now the question is, how would the 2 side answer, right? Because right now purple's in a pretty bad spot. Actually, how is red doing in terms of... Red is sustaining it. Whoa, red is actually bringing the commander forward. Red is like, we have to do enough damage, otherwise it's not gonna work out. Whoa, heavy assault tank. Yeah, these fiends are definitely living up to their names. Mouser. Honestly, at this point, if I was purple, I would not go for any more artillery. I will go for units that could stem the bleeding. Yeah, honestly, bows are pretty good. But yeah, losing... See, that's the thing. They're slow that they can't catch up. Wow, that thing barely survived. Red has to be careful. Like, being aggressive is good, but if your opponent decides to collapse on your flank, you're in trouble. But that's the thing, right? If they do collapse on your flank, so what is blue doing? Getting more skirmisher. Getting some more bows. Looks like teal is supporting. I mean, with stealth, it's not going to be enough. Are they bringing their own? Man, that's definitely a bloody engagement. And do we still have, yeah, gauntlets kind of dueling in the middle? Yeah, that's the problem with artillery. The moment your enemy get close to your own buildings, you will destroy your own stuff and your units. It's not exactly a great trade. Yeah, red did back up. I don't know if charging jaguars through the middle is worth it. That's a lot of resources. I'm gonna say wasted, but I mean, if they have a follow-up, it's definitely a great plan. We have some bows on both sides on the right flank. Purple is in a bad state. Orange. Orange is trying. And they actually have some tidal generators, which might not even get engaged on. Oh, that is a brutal engagement. I can't say if either side could, like, won that. Yeah, building advanced metal extractors? Wait, what? That is really greedy. I guess they finish improving all the other... Okay. I was gonna say greedy, but it's only logical they would do that. So currently... I don't know what teal is doing though. I'm actually very confused with what teal's doing. Purple is trying to hold on. I mean, purple also lost their commander, so. And I do see some aircrafts. Yeah, these fiends prove to be quite a menace. I think... Wait, I could tell. Wait, 4. Oh, wait, no, 4v4, right. Orange lost a commander. And purple lost a commander. And currently... Okay, red might be making a push. Might. I don't know if jaguars are good against fiends. Oh, we will find out soon enough. Wait, did I call this teal? That is not teal. It's also funny whenever I see bows, because I'm like, I can't tell if they're cursing or they're like actually say, hey, there are bows coming. Oh, this is, yeah, this is not. They have bows here, but at the same time, they're getting hit from afar. Ooh, this is gonna be a big engagement. And I don't think blue has enough frontline units though. They're probably doing equal amounts of friendly damage at this point. But if they break through, and they can, I mean, is orange a big threat? They could be. And I think blue is gonna keep sending, yeah, combat engineer, keep sending bows. They're not constantly producing though. And they are forcing a reaction from the other players. But do you see these mobile tachyon weapons? Which are not fun. But sending them alone like this is not a great trade. So the question is, will blue try to deliver a finishing blow? We will see. They are trying to push forward with all the mousers. Do they have more vision or not quite? Radar jammer vehicle. And now green is using this. Are they providing vision? Because if they are, wow, these mousers are not in position. But that's the thing. If there are mousers there as well. So right now I think neither side have proper vision. So orange might be out for good. It's just really hard to recover back from this. And they are really grouped up. So a few good mouser hits could do devastating damage. And meanwhile, we do have red sending more fiends along there. Ooh, these mobile tachyon are not gonna enjoy this. Yeah, they are not responding. Wait, what's picking these guys off? Green has left their central defenses wide open. This is... I think that commander is dead unless they do a very good job finishing them off. Oh. The question is, do they have enough yeah, these fiends are going to try to pay off dividends. Let's see if Fluff could get some good hits off. Because if they're not careful, these fiends are quite deadly. Okay, so this lone one can still do some damage. And they do need to pick it off. Oh, you don't want to lose that? Oh, yeah. I'm like, if... Honestly, it could probably kite these guys enough to do some... Like, a single sentry is not gonna do much. And meanwhile, we are seeing these mobile tachyon weapons trying to do something. But blue seems to have... Blue hasn't been able to deliver a finishing blow there. And these tachyons are... Oh, that is... I think purple needs better options here. Or rather... That's a scary amount of... Alright! Reason why you don't group up your units. That went really poorly. That devastated the number. Don't charge them in. Or do they explode? Okay. We do see some Sheldons along here. But yeah, it does seem like a lot of areas for the south is just not fortified anymore. So despite orange taking quite a beating, right now red's doing a good... Red, pink, and light yellow are doing a good job basically breaking through the enemy defenses. Slowly creating an opening, and now going through here, there's nothing that's stopping. There's nothing really stopping them from wrecking these bases. And these Tech 2 facilities are going to be difficult to replace. And unfortunately, they are not gonna... They're not gonna save that. Like green is not even responding. Honestly, at the time, if blue could have pushed more decisively and destroyed the economy here, it might be a different battle, but at this point, yeah, the damage has been done. There's nothing they can do. Like red has done a very good job completely containing. I guess some players left, so that's why. Okay, that's why. Okay, so there was a teal, but teal left, I guess. But yeah, the thing to take away from this is in these kind of battles where you don't make... where both sides are not very aggressive, it's really whoever tier up, get higher tier units the fastest, find an opening and exploiting it, that side will most likely win. But they have to... It has to be decisive. Like orange? Or did orange quit? Orange might have left. No, orange is still around. Kudos to orange for still try. Right? Kudos to orange for still trying. And meanwhile, there are these stealth tanks. A little too late, honestly. Like, what can blue do? They can't defend against this. And yeah, I don't know if players just left, because eventually it felt like there was just 3 players playing on the south, while there are like 5 players. So maybe someone disconnected. Like, nothing against the north team, okay? The north team played pretty well, but it did feel like at times the central and the second slot team was just... I don't know if they were still playing. They were so passive, I kind of wonder if that was the case. But yeah, defeating an opponent is important. But since it's 5v5, if you still have 4 strong players, it still won't make a difference. I guess that's the main takeaway for these team battles. It's like you could be the best player, and even if you get wrecked and you couldn't do much, you might still not be able to recover from it. I feel bad for blue, honestly. Blue did try very hard, did a lot. Even essentially more or less eliminated orange, but there's only so much you can do, right? Like blue can't defend this entire front. Especially when the southern team at some point just felt like they gave up. Either gave up or they were just really short-handed and they were just not gonna recover from that. Of course, we shouldn't write blue out because if the North team isn't, I mean, I guess we should. Like those are overwhelming odds. Like 1v4. Like not to mention the amount of microing you need, but just the resources. So red destroy enemy resource production. Red did a incredible job against purple. I think purple ended up turtling, which ended up making the left flank for the southern team weaker. Dirt nap destroy enemy units and defenses. Was dirt nap? No, Doc's plate got a lot of medium plasma artillery. Dirt nap, I feel like just got the economy up running really quickly. I'm not sure if as fast or faster than red, maybe the same speed. But yeah, at some point they have all of these tier 2 and they were still getting more resources. So Pink definitely had a major focus in macro. Probably played a pretty big role. And as you look at the numbers, like blue is trying. Yeah, I don't know what Gohan was. I mean, Gohan did some raids early on, but then I didn't see much other play there. So blue produced the most resources and took the most damage. And yeah, the teal slept longest. I mean, that's what happens when you play team games, right? You don't always know what's going to happen. You might have teammates that don't quite do enough, but if you want fairer, honestly, I find 3v3 is probably like the best, where losing one player impacts your team a lot, and for the team it does require all 3 players to shoulder the responsibilities, otherwise they can't do much. 5v5, it could be more forgiving. We've seen it with Orange, right? Orange was more or less down and out, but the other 4 players carried it for the North team, so Orange kind of just got the win. I mean, they did pay for it, but at the same time, I feel like I want to give an honorable mention for Orange, because yes, Orange was down and out, but at the same time, Orange kept playing, which meant that flank still has something, which distracted blue long enough for the North team to basically secure the other flanks. So Orange might not be the flashiest, but all in all, Orange probably served as a distraction long enough for the team to have an easier time, right? Otherwise the northern team would have a much wider front to defend, and that would have been a lot more challenging. But anyways, I am just going to end the video here. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good one.